The 1970s were a golden era for American sedans, filled with powerful engines and bold designs that set new standards. These 15 legendary models from that time remain overlooked, but their impact on automotive history is undeniable. Number 15, 1970, Chrysler 300 Hurst. Looking at it from the side, the 1970 Chrysler 300 Hurst looks more like a cruise ship than a car. This thing is massive. The body stretches over 224 inches long and nearly 80 inches wide. It sits on a big frame with a long hood, huge windows, and a trunk that feels like it could hold a sofa. But what makes it legendary? Let's walk through it. First up is the design. The paint was a cool mix of spinnaker white and satin tan with gold lines that gave it a bold muscle car look. The hood and rear lid were made of fiberglass, which helped drop a little weight. That hood even had a scoop and pins to hold it down, like a race car. The rear deck had a spoiler built right into it. It was more than just looks. It was made to show power and speed. Inside gets even better. Step through those wide doors, and you find yourself inside what feels like a rolling living room. The front seats were big and soft, like giant chairs. They had tan leather, just like the steering wheel, back seat, and even the door panels. There was soft carpeting on the floor and thick trim around the windows. It even had power windows and power front seats, plus air conditioning, which wasn't very common back then. Let's talk power next. Under the long hood sat a 440 cubic inch engine. It wasn't just any engine, it was the high power version called TNT. This engine pushed out 377 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. That's a lot, especially for a car that weighed over 4,000 pounds. With only a 3-speed automatic transmission, it still raced from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 7 seconds. That's fast for something this big. Finally, it is a rare find. Only 485 were built. Almost all were hardtop coupes. That makes this land yacht a real collector's dream, and that's why it stands tall in car history. Number 14, 1971 Chevrolet Impala. (1971) Chevrolet Impala had something bold: its massive new size. For the first time in 12 years, the wheelbase stretched to 121.5 inches, making it one of the biggest full-size cars on the road. This growth gave it more room inside and made the car feel even more like a cruiser, built for comfort and power. From the outside view, the Impala looked clean and strong. Its long body was shaped with smooth curves and sharp corners. The custom coupe version showed off a formal roofline that added a touch of class. Chrome bumpers and shiny trim wrapped around the wide body, giving the car a bright, polished look. Paint options like Mulsanne blue and antique green gave each Impala its own personality. The convertible body style lets drivers ride with the top down, making it even more fun. Step inside the car, and things get even better. The interior was roomy and soft. The legroom in the back was bigger than before, and shoulder space grew too. The hip room got a little tighter, but there was still more than enough space for families or groups. The seats were wide and soft, and the dash was easy to use, with switches and buttons placed right where the driver needed them. This version even came with extras like power steering, power brakes, and air conditioning, which made long rides feel easy. Power was no problem for this big machine. There were lots of engines to pick from, starting with a small 250 cubic inch engine and going all the way up to the huge 454 cubic inch turbojet V8. That engine made 365 horsepower and helped the car move quickly, even though it was so large. The Impala could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 8 seconds, which was impressive for its size. Transmission options included manual and automatic choices, so drivers could pick what felt best. For drivers everywhere, the 1971 Chevrolet Impala was more than a car. It carried families, turned heads, and proved that big could still be beautiful and bold. Number 13, 1972 Buick Electra 225. (1972) Buick Electra 225 came packed with something big: its 455 cubic inch V8 engine. That massive engine gave the Electra its bold personality, making it powerful, smooth, and quiet all at once. With 250 horsepower, it pushed the large car forward with ease, Whether driving through town or down the highway, it felt like floating on a cloud. Now, look at the style. The body stretched long and wide, with a strong front grille, chrome bumpers, and clean sides. Painted in champagne gold, with a beige vinyl roof, it looked rich and classy. It wore rear fender skirts and a single exhaust pipe, showing just the right amount of flash. Even the 15-inch steel wheels wore shiny Buick covers, and slim white striped tires that added extra charm. Step inside the cabin, and things felt even more fancy. The seats were covered in soft sandalwood cloth and vinyl, matched with smooth panels and quiet doors. The big front bench seat could move with just a button, and both front and back passengers had lots of legroom. There were seat belts for safety, an analog clock to check the time, and a center armrest to lean back and relax. Cool extras made it legendary, like the MaxTrack traction control system. That helped the car grip the road better, especially on slippery days. Air conditioning, cruise control, and power windows added extra ease to every drive. Even the AM/FM radio played with the push of a button, making every ride feel like a special trip. Under the hood, the V8 engine got some nice upgrades. It had a 4-barrel carburetor for strong fuel flow, and an aluminum radiator to keep it cool. An electronic ignition system made sure it started smooth. The power moved through a 3-speed automatic transmission and ended at the rear wheels with a limited slip differential. As a whole package, the Electra mixed comfort and strength in a way that few cars ever did. It had power brakes in front, power steering for easy turning, and a calm ride even on bumpy roads. The full-size spare tire waited in the trunk, tucked under the soft carpet, just in case. Number 12, 1973 Ford LTD Brom. 1973 Ford LTD Brom at over 219 inches long and about 79 inches wide. This car took up space with pride. It had grown even bigger than the year before, gaining a few inches in length, some height, and a little weight too. Sitting on a 121-inch wheelbase, this full-size 2-door coupe felt like a rolling living room. Next came the look. The creamy white paint, thick chrome bumpers, and wide white wall tires gave it a rich, soft look. Its round, swirly hubcaps looked almost like fancy desserts. The body was smooth, bold, and full of style from front to back. The shape was not just big, it was beautiful. With a long hood and a strong front grille, it told the world this car meant business. Step inside the cabin, and you found soft seats, thick carpets, and power everything. The Brougham trim made things even more special. Power windows moved with the push of a button. The bench seat up front could also be powered. Cruise control helped on long drives, and air conditioning kept it cool even on the hottest summer days. There was an AM/FM radio too, for music on the road. But what about power? Under the hood sat a strong V8 engine. This car could move fast for its size, and even though it weighed around 4,500 pounds, it didn't feel slow. The ride was smooth thanks to the soft suspension, and power steering made turning easy. The brakes worked well, even with the car's heavy frame. Even parked, it impressed me. Seeing it in the city garage made heads turn. Its size and shine made it easy to spot from above. Some said it looked like a big frosted pastry with wheels. It was round, sweet, and heavy, a car version of a treat. Year after year, Ford sold a lot of LTDs. In 1973, more than 854,000 full-size Fords were sold. That made it one of the top choices for families wanting comfort, space, and power in one package. Even if it didn't win every race, the LTD Brougham won people's hearts with how it looked, felt, and drove. Number 11, 1974 Dodge Monaco. 1974. Dodge Monaco looked tough right from the start. It had square headlights, a long body, and a wide, flat front that made it look ready for action. It was built on a brand new platform that gave it strong bones and a fresh shape. Even the sheet metal was new. The smooth body lines and big chrome bumpers gave it a bold look that was hard to miss. Now, let's talk power. The standard engine was a 360 cubic inch V8 with a 2-barrel carburetor. If that wasn't enough, buyers could upgrade to a stronger version with a 4-barrel carburetor. The biggest choice was the mighty 440 cubic inch V8. That engine gave Monaco the push it needed to roar down highways or handle tough jobs. Here's something else. Some versions of the Monaco came with heavy-duty suspension. That meant thicker springs, stronger shocks, and better control. especially when the road got rough. Police models even used these upgrades to chase down speeders. With the right setup, this car could fly straight, stop fast, and turn better than most full-size cars. Let's not forget comfort. Inside, the Monaco was roomy and smooth. There was a soft carpet, wide bench seats, and simple controls. Air conditioning was an option. So were power windows and power locks. The Monaco Brom trim had extra touches like wood look panels and thicker seat cushions. Everything was made to feel solid and last a long time. After the redesign, this Dodge was no longer just a family cruiser. It became a symbol of strength and purpose. Gone were the old Polara models. Monaco now filled all the roles. The base Monaco handled everyday use, while the Brom gave drivers a taste of luxury. And then came the fame. This car later became known on movie screens as one of the most famous chase cars ever. That version had the big 440 engine, heavy-duty suspension, and other upgrades. It made people cheer when it jumped, spun, and kept on going. Even with slow sales thanks to the oil crisis that same year, the Dodge Monaco became a favorite for people who wanted size, strength, and speed. It may not have been perfect for saving gas, but it delivered a big performance and an even bigger personality. It was a car that left a mark and became a legend in its own way. Number 10, 1975, Pontiac Grand V. Bright ruby red paint and shiny chrome trim made the 1975 Pontiac Grand V stand out like a star. Its long, wide body with soft curves gave it a fancy look. This full-size car had a white convertible top with a glass rear window, adding extra class to its already rich style. The roof dropped with the push of a button, making it perfect for sunny drives with the wind in your hair. Moving to what's inside, the Grand V was full of comfort. It had white seats, thick carpeting, and a smooth ride. Power windows, power door locks, and a power seat meant you didn't have to reach or struggle. The tilted steering wheel lets drivers find the right angle, and cruise control makes long trips easy. Air conditioning cooled things down quickly on hot days. Everything inside this car was made to make life easier. Let's talk music. In the dashboard sat a factory AM/FM 8-track player, and tucked inside the glove box was an aftermarket AM/FM CD player. That meant drivers could enjoy old-school tunes or newer ones, depending on their mood. No matter the sound, it played through speakers that filled the big cabin with music. Now, under the hood, there was a strong engine. A 455 cubic inch V8 came standard, but for this model year, a 400 cubic inch V8 was the new base. These big engines had tons of power, and with the smooth automatic transmission, driving the Grand V felt effortless. The power steering made turns feel light, and power disc brakes up front helped it stop with confidence. Next comes the ride. The Grand V used a B-body frame, but it shared its roof shape with even bigger C-body cars. It floated over bumps, thanks to its soft suspension and heavy build. Fender skirts gave it a classic look, a nod to the giant cruisers of the 1950s. The wire wheel covers and white wall tires tied it all together in true vintage style. One rare thing here, the Grand V convertible was Pontiac's only drop top from 1973 to 1975. Only 4,519 of them were made in that final year. That makes Pontiac one of the last true full-size legends from the time of velvet seats and extra everything. Number 9, 1976 Mercury Grand Marquee. The 1976 Mercury Grand Marquee, showing off its full-size silver paint, shimmered across the long body with pride. The wide chrome grille up front looked like it belonged on a fancy parade float, and the squared-off headlights made it feel extra bold. A vinyl roof on some models gave it a two-tone style, often in matching deep maroon, dark green, or soft cream. This four-door sedan didn't just look big, it was big, with wide doors and a trunk that seemed to go on forever. Inside was another world. The soft seats felt like sinking into a couch. Covered in velour or thick leather, they were made for comfort. Thick carpets covered the floor, and the whole cabin was super quiet, even when rolling over bumpy roads. Power windows and power locks made it easy to open and close everything with just a button. Some even had an 8-track player built into the dash, letting passengers listen to smooth tunes while cruising down the highway. Under the giant hood, a 460 cubic inch V8 engine gave the Grand Marquee its smooth strength. It was not the fastest, but it moved with steady power. The automatic transmission made shifting seamless, and the car floated over the road thanks to soft suspension springs. It felt more like a ride on a cloud than in a car. Some models had bigger engines too, including a 460 cubic inch V8, which made this Mercury even stronger. Moving along to size, the car's long body came with a few challenges. It was hard to squeeze into tight parking spots. But out on the open road, it stretched its legs. The steering was soft, and the brakes had a solid feel, especially with the weight of the car holding it down like an anchor. The whole ride gave off calm, quiet power. One cool little detail: people loved how strong the air conditioning was. You could blast it during summer and stay cool, no matter how hot it got outside. Even after years on the road, many Grand Marquis sedans stayed in good shape thanks to solid frames and tough parts. What really made it legendary was how it brought full-size luxury to everyday families. Even with simple options, it felt special. Number 8, 1977, Oldsmobile 98 Regency. It has a big silver body, soft blue seats, and more buttons than a spaceship. That is what made the 1977 Oldsmobile 98 Regency something special. With fewer than 5,000 miles, one of these still shines like it just left the showroom. The roof is full vinyl, smooth and strong, while the side moldings and chrome mirrors give it that extra flash. Let's talk about the inside. Right away, the plush interior pulls you in. The front seat moves 6 ways using power controls, and both front and rear floor mats still look brand new. The air conditioner keeps things cool, while the power windows and locks make everything easy. Even the trunk opens with the push of a button. And yes, it had a litter container too, because even the garbage needed to ride in style. Next comes the comfort. The steering wheel tilts and slides, so any driver feels at home. Cruise control helps on long roads, and the rear window defogger makes sure the view stays clear. There's even a mirror for the passenger and lighting all around the cabin, just to make things feel cozy. The radio? It was not just AM or FM. It played 8-track tapes and had a power antenna, though that one might not work anymore. Now, under the powerhouse, things stay interesting. A 350 cubic inch V8 engine sat with a 4-barrel carburetor, making it powerful and smooth. It came with an automatic transmission, power steering, and disc brakes in the front, which helped stop all that steel safely. Even the exhaust system looked like it had never been touched. Sliding into it today would feel like a time machine. The white wall tires, still original, give that floating on clouds feeling when cruising down the street. Even the sunroof worked, letting sunshine fall into the cabin. The Regency badge was not just decoration, it meant this was the top model of Oldsmobile that year. Collectors who love big, comfortable cars dream about finding one like this. It is rare to see one that still smells like 1977. Number 7, 1978, Lincoln Continental. The 1978 Lincoln Continental was a giant on the road, stretching over 223 inches long and weighing more than 5,000 pounds. Just seeing one made you notice a true symbol of American luxury in the late 1970s. Starting with the outside, the Continental had a big chrome grille that shined bright. Hidden headlights added a cool touch, only showing up when the car started. The rear fender skirts made the back look smooth, and the chrome trim wrapped around the body for a flashy finish. The two main versions, the 4-door town car and the 2-door town coupe, offered slightly different vibes. One more formal, the other a bit sportier, but still super comfy. Step inside and luxury takes over. The seats were wide and soft, made from either leather or velour. It was like sitting on a couch, perfect for long drives. Power windows, power locks, and power seats made everything easy to use. For those who wanted a little extra, there was an option for a glass moonroof that slid open, letting in sunshine and fresh air. Automatic climate control kept the temperature just right, and cruise control helped on highway trips. Under the cover, the Continental packed either a 400 cubic inch or a 460 cubic inch V8 engine. While the horsepower was just over 200, the torque of 356 pound-feet gave it smooth power. It wasn't fast, but it moved this huge car with ease. The 3-speed automatic transmission shifted smoothly, making sure the ride felt calm and quiet. Inside the cabin, the dashboard looked like something from an airplane cockpit, with big, easy-to-read gauges and shiny chrome. The layout was simple but elegant, keeping the driver in control without distractions. Even though gas mileage was poor by today's standards, about 10 to 12 miles per gallon, it did not matter to owners. This car was made to be seen and felt, not to save fuel. In its final years before downsizing hit the market, the 1978 Lincoln Continental stood tall as one of the last great full-size American luxury cars. Number 6, 1979 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham. The 1979 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham starts with a powerful 427 cubic inch V8 engine that roars quietly but moves this big car with ease. When idle, you barely notice the engine running, yet when you press the gas, it responds smoothly without any hesitation. This big engine gives the car plenty of strength to cruise comfortably, making every drive feel special. Plus, the air conditioning blows ice cold, keeping the cabin cool no matter how hot it is outside. Moving inside, the Fleetwood Brougham feels like a private club on wheels. The leather seats or soft knit cloth cover the inside with luxury. The front seats are split and can be adjusted 6 ways for both driver and passenger, giving everyone just the right comfort. Power windows, power door locks, and even a remote trunk release add to the convenience. The car also has a tilt and telescoping steering wheel that lets the driver find the perfect driving position. Looking closer at the features, the Fleetwood Brougham includes special things like delay windshield wipers, cruise control, and a unique thermometer on the driver's door. The AM/FM stereo with CB radio and 8-track tape player was high-tech in 1979, giving the car a mix of classic and modern luxury. There's even a wire wheel cover and special fire mist paint that make the car stand out on the road. What really makes the Fleetwood Brougham legendary is how it combines tradition and modern changes. It rides on a sturdy body-on-frame construction, which means it feels solid and safe. The suspension system uses coil springs and electronic level control to keep the ride smooth, even when the car is fully loaded. This technology made sure the big Cadillac stayed steady and comfortable. Under the hood, the powerful L33 V8 engine produces 180 horsepower. For those who wanted more, an optional fuel-injected version with 195 horsepower was also available. The car shifts through a 3-speed automatic transmission designed for smooth driving, not speed. Finally, the Fleetwood Brougham's size is impressive. It is over 221 inches long and more than 76 inches wide, and it is riding on a long wheelbase that adds to the car's grand presence. Number 5, 1970 AMC Ambassador SST. The 1970 AMC Ambassador SST stands out with its 2-door hardtop style, which gives it a sporty yet classy appearance. The Ambassador's long wheelbase of 122 inches made it almost as big as some full-size cars, but inside, the space was more like a mid-size. This gave the car a unique balance between size and comfort. Looking under the power compartment, the Ambassador SST came with a strong 304 cubic inch V8 engine as standard. This engine was paired with an automatic transmission that made driving easy and smooth. For drivers wanting more power, AMC offered bigger engines like the 360 or 390 cubic inch V8s. Step inside, and the cabin was full of thoughtful features. Air conditioning had already become standard in 1968, making the Ambassador one of the first American cars to offer cool comfort as a regular option. The interior was dressed with comfortable seats that matched the car's upscale look, and the dashboard included all the basic controls within easy reach. Switching gears a bit, the Ambassador's appeal wasn't just in looks or power. AMC's clever idea to include 4 languages in their sales brochures was a smart way to reach many buyers. This quadlingual approach showed AMC wanted to be different and catch the attention of more customers. It was unusual for the time and helped the Ambassador stand out from the big 3 automakers. Despite these good points, the Ambassador wasn't a top seller by 1970. Its sales dropped, but it still found a place in special fleets like police departments. This showed the car was trusted for hard work. even if it wasn't the flashiest option on the road. Number 4. 1971 Plymouth Fury 3. 1971 Plymouth Fury 3 stood out with its long, smooth body and sharp roofline, making it look sleek and modern for its time. The side windows curved gently, fitting flush with the doors, giving the car a smooth, flowing look. This design helped the Fury 3 have a wider shoulder and hip room, making it roomy and comfortable inside. Moving inside, the seats were soft and plush, often covered with vinyl or cloth, and some models even had bucket-style bench seats for a mix of style and comfort. Power windows and air conditioning were optional but highly desired back then, turning the Fury 3 into a personal luxury car. The dashboard was straightforward yet stylish, with clear gauges and an AM/FM radio that made drives more fun. Color choices were wide, from calm earth tones to bright colors like Bahama yellow, helping owners pick a look that suited their personality. Now let's talk power. The Fury 3 offered a choice of V8 engines. The smallest V8 gave plenty of power, but some drivers chose larger engines for extra punch. This car could easily cruise highways and had a deep, growling engine sound that made every trip feel exciting. Handling was steady, with a smooth ride that made it good for long drives and city roads alike. Back then, the Fury 3 was popular with police departments and families alike, and known for being reliable and tough. It was a full-size car, but felt more personal than some of its bigger competitors, which helped it stand out. The 2-door and 4-door hardtop versions gave drivers options for style or space, and the vinyl roof added a fancy touch many people loved. With just over 55,000 4-door hardtops made in 1971, the Fury 3 was the best-selling Fury that year. Despite being a big car, it didn't feel bulky because of the clever fuselage design, which was stylish and modern compared to older models. Even now, this car reminds people of a time when American cars were bold and big, with plenty of room and power to match. Number 3. 1972 Chevrolet Caprice. The 1972 Chevrolet Caprice shows off true American style and luxury. This full-size car stood out with its long hood, wide grille, and smooth lines that made it look fast, even when parked. Inside, it was like sitting in a comfy lounge with soft seats covered in high-quality fabric or vinyl. The dash had clear gauges and sometimes wood grain accents that made it feel fancy. Also, it could come with air conditioning and an AM/FM radio, which were special features back then. Now, moving on to power, this Caprice had several engine choices, including a big 454 cubic inch V8. That engine gave it plenty of strength to cruise smoothly on highways and turn heads with a deep, powerful rumble. Although it wasn't built for racing, the Caprice handled steady and kept a comfortable ride, even over bumps and on turns. Something else cool about this model year is it was one of the last before new rules forced cars to have lower engine compression for cleaner emissions. So, the 1972 Caprice still enjoyed a strong, high-performance engine. Also, the car came in different body styles, like a 2-door coupe, 4-door sedan, and a 4-door hardtop. The hardtop was popular because it didn't have a middle pillar, giving it a sleeker look. Now, about its special makeover, some Caprices were transformed into lowriders, a style famous for shiny chrome, bright paint, and fancy suspension systems. These cars could hop with special pumps and had customized interiors with leather seats and unique metal panels. Removing parts like door handles and mirrors helped create a clean, smooth body appearance. Adding a huge sunroof made it even more eye-catching. Finally, this Caprice earned a legendary nickname because of a haunting story involving a nearby neighborhood event. The name stuck, making the car even more memorable on the streets. Number 2. 1973 Buick Century Lexus. The 1973 Buick Century Lexus is a car that shows how style and power came together in the early 70s. Its big body, smooth lines, and formal roof made it look important and stylish. This Lexus trim was special because it borrowed its name from Opel in Europe, adding a touch of luxury to a car built for everyday driving. The hardtop coupe version, with no middle pillar, gave it a clean, sleek look that made heads turn. Under the hood, the Century Lexus packed a strong 350 cubic inch V8 engine. This engine had enough muscle to give the car smooth power on the road. Paired with a 3-on-the-tree manual column shift transmission, it gave drivers a more hands-on experience than the automatic cars of today. Although it didn't come with air conditioning or a radio as standard, it had vinyl bucket seats and white wall tires that added to its classic charm. Looking closer at the features, the front bench seat gave it a roomy feel for passengers, while the formal roofline gave the car a serious and elegant vibe. The body was big, but the design kept it from feeling bulky. The bamboo cream color on some models added a soft, warm look that matched the car's smooth ride. The coupe's smaller production numbers made it more rare than the 4-door Regal version. Additionally, this Buick Century Lexus was often sold at a price that, when adjusted for today's money, seems like a great deal for such a powerful and comfortable car. However, the low price meant it missed out on some comforts like air conditioning and radios. Still, it had important safety and emissions features required by law at the time, showing how cars were changing. Finally, this car was imported and changed from left-hand drive to right-hand drive in some countries, making it unique on the road. Number 1. 1970 Cadillac Cala. The 1970 Cadillac Cala was an American luxury sedan from a time when big, bold cars ruled the roads. This model stood out with its long, sweeping lines and a front grille that showed strength and style. Chrome details along the body added a shiny touch, making the Cala look expensive and special. It came in several body styles, but the 2-door hardtop coupe was especially popular for its classic American design. Speaking of interior design, the Cala wrapped passengers in soft, comfortable seats made with high-quality materials. For the early 70s, features like power windows and a stereo radio were exciting new comforts. Drivers and passengers enjoyed the quiet, smooth ride, feeling like they were gliding instead of bumping along the road. The Cala also came in a variety of colors, with favorites like cotillion white and bayberry green adding personality to the big car. Underneath the bay was a mighty 472 cubic inch V8 engine. This big engine had plenty of power and was able to push the car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 9 seconds, which was impressive for such a heavy vehicle. The car could reach a top speed of about 130 miles per hour. Its well-tuned suspension helped soak up bumps, making the ride very comfortable for everyone inside. On the maintenance side, the Cala shared many parts with other General Motors models, which made repairs easier and parts easier to find. However, like many cars with large V8 engines, the Cala used a lot of fuel. Still, it was reliable when cared for properly, which made it a good choice for families wanting a luxury car. Interestingly, some owners noticed early problems with the rear end of the car. In one case, the frame was slightly off, causing parts to wear faster than usual. The company took care of these issues quickly and even offered trade-in help or repairs to keep customers happy. This showed how serious they were about standing behind their cars. The Cala also had a fun side, sometimes being driven by celebrities and seen at special events. Although it was not the fastest or most popular luxury car, it held a special place for those who loved American comfort and style. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this trip back in time, leave a comment, hit like, and subscribe for more hidden legends on wheels.